What's up? What's up? Good morning. Hello, 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 people. Welcome to the day. Thank you for being here. How's everybody feeling? I figured it out. I gotta tell you, there's a bunch of questions. Um, as you know, guys, as we do every morning, our focus is going to be on growth. It's going to be on positivity, discipline, and always working towards a brighter future. OG, welcome in. Good morning. How are you doing? As you guys know, as part of that process, one of the things, first and foremost, good morning. Thank you for being here. Please, if you haven't done so yet, please go ahead and let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. Thank you for joining the conversation this morning. Give me a moment. Is my sound off? Give me a sec. Can you hear me now? Let's see if we can fix this. Can you hear me now, guys? Making sure, okay. OG, you can hear me checking in from Cleveland. All right. So yes, thanks for being here. Welcome in this morning, guys. I might be talking a little low this morning. I apologize if it's too low, guys. It's early in the morning, as you know. The office is in the center of the house, and we're off of school because of the weather that we've had up here. So again, thank you for being here, guys. Thanks for being a part of the show this morning. Again, always on positivity. If you haven't taken a look at the poll question, please take a look at the poll question. Go ahead and drop any your response in there. But the poll question is specific, and it's specific for a reason. And I want to be able to discuss this. And I really want the view and the insight of you guys. I want to know how you feel. I don't talk a lot about politics. I don't focus a lot on politics. I'm definitely not going to argue politics. I'm not going to talk about what political party is best suited to lead what situation. I believe for the most part, our system is structured for a select group of people to benefit, and and those people will support each other, regardless of where they say their allegiances lie. So I'm not going to argue politics. Good morning. Thank you for dropping in. Remember, guys, as you check in, let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. But I figured something out, and you know I deal with positivity, guys. You know I'm not a hater in any way. I figured out that we don't want it. I figured this out about me. We don't want it. This is where it came from. I'm having a conversation with my children, and I'm explaining to my children that this house is a dictatorship. I'm like, you don't have no say-so. You don't, like, I tell you to do something, you do it. That's how it runs. And so my children and we're having a discussion, and as you know, if you've seen our other channel, the Baby Birds, that when we talk with our children, we have 7 of them, welcome in North Carolina. When we talk, with our children, we do so in a way to allow for them to understand they need to develop and they need to be in charge of their life. But what we want to do so many times as people is we want to be in charge, but we don't want to be responsible. I'm gonna say it again. Give me a second. Maybe that didn't get across to everybody. We want to be in charge, but we don't want to be responsible. Say what you want to about a dictator. Say whatever you want to about somebody who is in office, in position, and at the top, and say they want to do whatever they want to do. And then people start laying out all of this evidence. Oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about he did this? She did that. They talked about this. When the time we've proven that they. And so I'm talking to my children. And while we're talking, my oldest son is 16, my oldest daughter is 14. And they're pretty much the loudest voices in these conversations currently. And my daughter's big thing is, well, that's not fair. And I'm like, you don't want fair. Nobody wants fair. People want equal. Nobody wants fair. So what's fair is you're 14, right? And you have a specific palette of food that you want to eat. And we understand our daughter from growing up, this isn't just one of those, oh, I can't, I don't like that. Like, we understand that, like, she has like a palate. It's a certain way. We get it. You know, we support it. We provide nutrition. We make sure that you eat. What's fair is that you eat what everyone else eats. Everybody eats the same thing. Right? Right? What you don't want fair. You don't want the playing field is level everywhere. You don't want, if I push somebody, male or female, they get to push me back. You don't want that. What you want is you want what's fair for you, right? So when we start talking about that, what we're talking about is, oh, well, you don't want equal, you want what's fair for you. And so you want to be able to say, well, I want that thing, so I should have it, right? Positions and efforts put into instilling their societal structures that direct and distribute that energy. No, I'm talking about we don't want the job. I'm talking about we don't want to be in charge. And so when I say to my daughter, and we're talking about this, okay, well, I should get this, and he should get that, and we should get, no. Listen, you want to say what everything should be inside of the house, right? You want to be able to say who should be able to do this, who should be able to do that, and you want to be able to set that based on how you feel, based on what your thoughts are, based on your position, what's appropriate for you. But you don't want to take the responsibility of getting up and making sure that it happens. You don't want to take the responsibility of going out, getting the resources, managing it, and ensuring that everyone is cared for in the same way. You keep saying that you want to be in charge, but you don't. Most of us don't. That's why there's a political process. The political process is to separate those who will from those who won't. And for most of us, and we'll say it, listen, we will sit down, look at your newscasters, look at your talking heads, look at me. I did this for years. We would sit down and argue politics and argue structures and argue, oh man, well, what about your feelings? Or, oh man, well, what about this person who did that? But then when it comes time to getting into the fight, not just talking, I'm talking about going into it, going into the fray and saying, I'm going to make a difference. Nah, I don't want it, right? KB says, nah, bro, deeper thing. These brothers, the thing behind the thing, bro. You're right. All those are feelings and thoughts and emotions. The system behind all that is that, though. Fraternal balanced energy, though, fam. Much love. Understand, KB. I hear what you're saying, but this is what I'm saying, because you're right. There's a fraternity. There is groups are stronger than individuals. We've known this for years, which is centuries ago, millenniums ago. We started to come together in groups. It was safer, I'm pretty sure. When it was just one of us and one of us, it was like, yo, this planet is not big enough for both of us. There can be only one. I'm sure when we started to meet and it was just one of us and one of us, it was like, yo, there's not enough earth for both of us. Like, I don't know you. I don't know nothing about you. We can't communicate. So we would just see each other and be like, nope, just go away. It's crazy. It's crazy that as a species, we even survived. But here's what's happening. It became a point where we were like, yo, we had to come together. We're stronger working as a group. So two of us, small people, are stronger than that one big thing, that big animal or that big person. And so, well, three of us are stronger than two of them. Well, five of us are stronger than three of them. And so we start to build communities. We start to build, like, we're alike. Let's look at the things that we have in common, right? We both eat grass. Cool. Starting to look alike. And so we started to grow these communities, right? When we start to look at the fact that we've grown these communities and we've started to develop this and this collective mindset, that's when we found out that we have to put someone in charge. Does it mean that we're picking a leader? Biblically, right? If we go with the Bible, I think this is one of the funniest stories. Maybe you agree with me, but I believe it's one of the funniest stories in the Bible, and it's the story of the Hebrews, the Jews, as they came out of Egypt, and they started to go through these countries, these regions where people had kings. They had God. That's the way the story goes. These people had kings. They had come out of slavery. First thing that happened is they got out. Right? They got out. This is what I mean about we don't want to be in charge. Right? Listen to me. They got out and there were a group of people who were like, what now? Well, we got to get food to eat. We got to get food to eat? Well, the master that I had was good to me. Like, we ate well. Like, I had a good room. I had a nice view of the city. The master I had many horses. We ate well. We traveled well. Other people looked up to us as being their servants and their slaves. Now I gotta go out here and walk around in this wasteland and this where there are no structures, there is no society, and we gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out. Nah, I wanna go back. This is the first thing that happened. They were like, I wanna go back. It was like, no, please. We were slaves. They were like, yeah, but I mean, when you think about it, how bad is being a slave really? I mean, my master gave me good clothes. Like as soon as they had finished wearing the clothes for 3 years. Like before, they had a couple of holes in them, but I know how to mend holes. We had nice old clothes, right? And so there was this mentality, right? We talk about, there's a whole story, and the reason I enjoy this story because there's so many levels and so many messages from it. But one of the first things that happened is when they got out there and they said, it's on you. It's on you to get to where you're going. They were like, man, I don't know if I want to go. I don't know if this is what I want to do. And so once they're out there, oh, you talking about James? So the thing that happened was, now we're in a space where they're out here and they're traveling in the wilderness. And then they wanted to go back. They were convinced to stay. They're like, man, it's hard. It's hard to find food, right? God said, I am going to drop the essence of survival from the sky. I am going to rain down sustenance upon you. I get it. You're out here. It's hard. It's difficult. God said, I am going to literally create a substance for you to eat, manna from heaven. Nobody else gets this. And what you don't eat, only take what you need because I got you. Don't try to save it. Don't try to store it up. I got you. That whole process led to people not trusting and getting too much, and they died. They're like, well, you're not listening. I got to kill you. Like, I got you. And I'm going to get back to, ultimately, this means we don't want to be in charge. And they started traveling through kingdoms. God is hitting you in your head with steak. God is hitting you in your head with everything you could possibly need. And you're still walking through other places and saying, I want to be like them. Everywhere we go, the people have a king. We want one. God sent the messenger back and said, you don't want a king. Kings are going to subject you. They're going to take from you. They're going to wield power over you. They're going to make you fall subject. You don't want a king. They were like, we want a king. God was like, yo, you don't want a king. Ultimately, God's like, okay, I'm going to give you a king. No sooner did they have a king, the king started to do everything God said. They were like, why is he acting like this? He's a man. But this is what I'm sharing with you people. We don't want to be in charge. We don't want the responsibility. We don't want to be the one to have to make the decision and have to carry the burden of whether or not that decision is right or wrong, whether or not that decision is going to be appropriate, whether or not that decision is going to carry the community. That's not what we're looking for. All of us want, like so many of us are looking to sit here and benefit from the system. We complain about the system. Oh, the system is this way, the system is that way. It says you keep going to work, you're feeding the system. You keep getting gas, you're feeding the system. A few years back, I can't remember what the situation was. This is many years ago. I don't even remember what tragedy took place that had people laying down on the highways in Washington, D.C. and in other areas, but it was some racial incident. It was far before George Floyd. And everyone's laying down on the highways. And it's like, I'm like, I get it. Like Everybody can't just go about life like life is normal if everybody says that this is a problem. And I remember on social media back then, there were more voices that was like, okay, I get it, you're upset, but we got to get to work. I got to feed my children. I got to be able to pay my bills. I understand how you feel, but I have to do more. I have to pay my car note. I have to be a part of the structure. We can't stop the system. The system is what keeps us alive. We can't change it. We don't want to be in charge. So when you're asking yourself what political parties or entities or leaders or individuals are in place, it's because that group has figured out that this group, by and large, doesn't want to be involved. You don't want the responsibility. They'll give it to you. They'll be like, look. Oh. During the previous presidential election, they were like, hey, there's this book that these people have put out. It's public. And they're talking about taking over the country. And they're talking about taking over the country to put people in place who specifically believe in what they want the structure to be. And only those people are they going to put into place. And they showed it. And they're like, all we need you to be is on our side. We don't care if you graduated college. We don't care if you graduated high school. Like, none of that matters to us. You just got to agree with us. Put in your application. We got a bunch of jobs that we're about to open up so that our mindset controls the government. Project 2025. Right? Put it out there. Everybody's like, this is crazy. This is insane. Like, they're going to. But you do. What did you do? Even when people tell you, hey, this is going to kill you eventually. Man, I don't want to make that tough decision. I don't want to be responsible for that. I don't want to do that. Not today. Not today, Top Gun. Dude, it's 2 feet of snow, frozen, 3 feet. I know in Wisconsin that might not be that much, but in Maryland, that's significant. And the freaking snowbanks from where they shovel the snow off the road is ridiculous. No, I'm not walking right now, bro. I'm gonna get back out there, just not right now. Plus the wind chill here is at like 8. I don't like single digits, nothing. So no, I'm not outside, but thanks for checking in. Good to see you, Top Gun. What's this? Network says, the hard-headed always got to feel it too, believe it. They all think it's a game until it's at their doorstep. It gets real different when it's close encounters of the first kind. Yeah. Well, here's the -4 is what I'm talking about. That's not even a real number. Like, somebody had to make that up. Like, we don't need negatives to count. Like, so, dude, do you understand how cold that is? Anyway, look, so yes, network, you're right. Because what we're talking about is, do you want the job? Do you want to take on the responsibility? Are you prepared to be the one to say, hey, it's on me? Not only am I going to be the one to say it, but I'm going to be the one to stand out here. I'm going to be the one to lead the cause. I'm going to be the one to have the drive. I'm going to have guts enough to say to the others that you don't want it. You don't want it. People don't want to be leaders. They want to be led. They want to be fed. I don't care what you do. Can I eat? Can I get another big screen television? Am I going to make enough money to buy a car? when we talk about being free, we talk about being free to do what we want to do. But so few of us want to do something that makes it grow, that makes us grow, that makes you grow. We want to do things that are comfortable and entertaining, and we're prepared to pay more money to be comfortable. You have to be uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable to elicit change in the way that you want it to be. You've got to walk into a challenge. Say what you want to say about any politician. Say what you want to say about any leader. But they had to be uncomfortable. Do you like sales? Raise your hand if you're in this chat and you like sales. Right? Let's raise your hand and talk about, let's raise your hand and let's take a look at anybody who says, man, I like doing sales. I want to be a salesman. You know why people don't want to do sales? You know why people say I hate sales? Because they can't handle a no. You can't handle walking up to somebody who's minding their business. They ain't ask you for nothing. And you be like, hey, let me talk to you about this ink pen. What? This is why people don't want to get involved. People don't want to be involved. They talk about wanting to be involved. They talk about how they want things to be for them, but they're not prepared to do the work to make it that way for them. I want to do sales. Oh, that's the me? Yeah, that's it. You want to do sales, but here's the thing. Most people can't handle this. One, can't handle rejection. Two, can't handle the fact that when you're in sales, it's on you. Man, it sucks. I've worked in sales. You work in a car dealership. When I was working in fitness, I was in sales. I was in personal training. They had a sales team who had a responsibility to bring in and sign up clients, and they needed to sign up a specific number of clients to hit their mark. Anything below that standard they were set to receive, that $500 went down. Anything above that, they got a percentage of. So you had a limitless cap, right? But you got to go do some work. You got to get out on the floor when people are working out. You got to get on the phones. You got to visit people. You got to get out and walk in the center. You got to meet people. You have to be able to create value for something where people are like, ah, man, I want to get in better shape. Yeah, you need to go sell it. But see, the thing is, I heard more salespeople complain about how difficult it was to hit their mark than I heard them talk about how it's 100% on them to be as big as they want to be. You can always be on. You took this role, you took this job, you took this position. Do your thing. It's on you. You don't want to be irresponsible in your job. How many people sit in their workplace and act like they can't pay me enough to have that job? Yeah, because you comfortable. You don't want to lead. You can't keep talking. Man, if you have a problem with the way the country is going and all you do is talk about it, the most you do, you think your time in the voting booth once every 4 years is you wielding your power in the community. We were talking earlier about groups. You think this is the way that you move. There is an organ. You look at the world, and we would have to be crazy to look at the world and say, oh no, man, the people are in charge. Really? We have to learn more. With that knowledge that we gain, we have to act more. Once we start to act more, we've got to drive change. There's a statement, be the change you want to see. Rapper in Atlanta, Big Mike, Big Mike is funny. Love the brother. He is great. He's in this. One of the things that's great about Big Mike is Big Mike can be honest. He can be real. They were having this symposium, a whole bunch of speakers. You know, you know, you know us. We come together. We be like, yeah, we're gonna make change. We want to see a difference. And they'd be like, all right, we going down here. There's this bank down here that's writing bad loans. We're gonna go down here and we're gonna kick in the door and we're gonna demand to speak with somebody. We're gonna shut their business down. Like, we're gonna legally shut their business down. We're gonna go down there and we're gonna go in the community and demand all businesses that are associated with this bank to either remove their support from this bank, move their money to other banks. We're gonna offer them ways to invest their money or keep their money in places that support the entire community versus this bank that is suppressing a specific community. We're gonna change that. Like, yeah. All right, I need y'all to be up tomorrow at 4:30 because we need to take an hour and a half drive out to this community so we can be there by 6:30 when the gentleman who's responsible heads into his public meeting. And it's like, 4:30, dude, no, I gotta get to work. And one of the things Big Mike said was, we all talk about we want to be free. It's like, how many of y'all know how to raise a crop? How many of y'all have land and have a garden in it? How many of y'all know how to milk a cow? How many of y'all know how to build something? How many of y'all have carpentry skills? How many, like, you keep talking about you want something and you haven't learned any of the skills. You still, man, my master's good to me. You're still in Egypt. You're happy in Egypt. You don't want to be in charge. You don't want the responsibility of having it fall into your shoulders and you have to make the decisions and you have to act for you. You don't want to shovel your own snow. You don't want to go out and clean the sidewalks in your community. You damn sure don't want to be the one to learn how to drive a cement truck, to pave your own roads and dig your own wells and teach your own children. You don't want any of that. The system is comfortable. Stop complaining about the comfort that you have. Be real with yourself. Be real with who you are. Be real with where you are. Be real with what you actually want. You don't care about who's in office. You don't care until it's on your doorstep. Let's stop acting like all of these things don't exist. We try to push things down and suppress things and act like these things don't exist. They're not happening. It's not the real world. And then get the facts and come back and be like, you know, it really don't matter. But the problem isn't them. The problem isn't they. It's more of us than it is of them. The problem is we're living in it. My brother used to say this thing, right? My brother used to say this thing. My brother used to say, you're a high paid, you're a slave if you're a part of participating in the system. If you do anything but separate yourself and build your own, you're a slave. And I'm like, not a slave, but I understand what you're saying. You're not a slave because you don't want to be in political office. You're not a slave because you don't want to move off grid. You're not a slave because you like football or you like basketball. You're comfortable, which is cool because life should not constantly be a series of fights. Like, we, as a species, we died so young because we were not able to have a point in life where we weren't constantly working to just be alive. In recent history in the United States, even today, in areas of the United States, people die. People work until they die. I mean, not like, oh, I got sick and I passed away. People work until their body is just like, I can't go into work anymore. And then they die worried about the fact of how is their family going to survive because they can't work. This is the past of humanity, is that we worked until we died. We worked until it killed us. But I figured it out. We want to be able to enjoy life. We came to understand that there are areas of life that are supposed to be enjoyed. There are areas of life that are supposed to be lived. There are areas of life that require our participation and that edify us and that lengthen our life, allow for us to be alive longer. You're not a slave because you have a job. All of us aren't meant to be presidents and dictators and to carry that responsibility. It's good to have leadership because leadership helps guide us in the appropriate direction. But you have to be a part of your community. It's not that them, that other group. It's not the group that we see benefit from the things that other people do. It's not that group. Because if you're parents, and we laugh about this all the time, but society is simply a microcosm of what our households are. If you're parents and you have kids and they learn how to wash dishes, you stop washing dishes until you get enough money to get a maid. Now your kids don't wash dishes until that maid makes enough money to hire more people. Now that maid doesn't wash dishes. There's a structure. And so when we look at society and they say, man, I don't want to have to go work for my money anymore. So I'm going to create a system. I'm going to create a structure. And I'm going to put benefits in it. And now I'm going to have somebody else come wash my dishes. I'm going to have somebody else come to work. If I go to work, I have to work and grind, and I can make about $500 a day. Or I could hire somebody and take $200 off of what they make. What if I hired 2 people? Now I'm making $400. So I need to hire 3 people. I need to hire 3 people. I need to get 3 people making $500 a day for me to make $600. That's leadership mentality. That's I want to be in charge mentality. That's I want to take on a responsibility. I want to build a system where systems are what drive things. I want to build a system where things work in a specific way. When we talk about systemic racism, when we talk about things that are systemic, if you talk to any good business person, they'll tell you that the strongest thing in any business is the system. It does not matter about all of this other nonsense. What's your product? How are you selling it? It matters about systems. Good businesses create systems. The system allows for you to get the return that you're looking for with minimal effort. And so you just have to put people into the system. If you watch professional sports, they talk about coaches and the system that they create. so that there's an expectation of performance for all of those involved. And when you follow that expectation, that system leads to results. It leads to productivity. We're looking at, in this moment, where the world has so much going on. We have to figure out how much we are prepared to invest. I need an answer to what? Oh, how can I be a leader if my dad was poor? Start by leading yourself. That's a great question, because leadership has nothing to do with wealth. It has nothing to do with money. The first thing you have to do if you want to be a leader is stop believing that in some way money has anything to do with anything in your life. It doesn't. Your life dictates the money you make. Your money should not dictate the life you live. What's going on, KP? Welcome in. I'm going to say that again. Your life should dictate the money you make. Your money should not dictate the life you live. Here's why this is important. When we start at money, money determines what we do to acquire it. When we start with ourself and we're like, yo, this is who I am. I'm gonna put me out there. I'm gonna go out there with me and live my life in a way that I find fulfilling. Then the world responds to that energy. The people out there, the opportunities out there, we go, we meet the challenge, we achieve the goals that are there before us in our opportunities, and money can come from it. For a lot of people, they don't even need the money. They never even, why do you think rich people and homeless people, or where do you think rich people and homeless people are similar? There was a story, and I'm gonna tell you what makes them similar. What makes them similar is that they both want something for nothing. They just have two different ways of going about getting it. A homeless person, the poor person, they're like, I'm gonna ask everybody here for $1. And I want somebody to just if I can talk to 1,000 people a day and ask for $1, if I can get 10% of those people to say yes, I'm gonna make $100. Right? Rich person, man, if I can get $1 from selling this thing, this t-shirt, this cap, this bottle of water, this case of water, if I can get $1 from, if I talk to 1,000 people today and tell them that I'm providing them with something for that same $1 that costs me a nickel, I'm going to get 85 to 90% of those people to give me money. And this costs me nothing. I remember when they started bottling water and selling it. I was like, we can get water. Guess what? I buy bottled water now. We buy it in bulk. I'm like, oh man, you can get 40. You get 40 bottles of water for less than $10. That's less than 40 cents a bottle. I like that, man. Let's get it. Why? Because it's comfortable. Personal question. What type of personal question? I'm from the United States, born in Washington, D.C. We live up here in Maryland now. If you get a chance, listen to the sermon. Hope it bless you too. All right. Thank you, Philip. Bless you. The important thing, right? And this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I figured it out. It's not about whether or not you want to be in charge. It's not about whether or not you want to be a leader. It's about understanding that you have to live your life for you. You're born into a world that is a way when you're born into it. You will live in it, you will exist in it, but will you change it? Will you have an impact on it? You cannot impact the world looking for money. The way rich people and poor people are the same is they both want something for nothing. And if you make enough money, oh, the system, man, I tell you, the more you know. So when you start learning, there's one of two things that can happen. When you start learning, it can either frustrate you to a point that it angers you and you want to fight it, or you can accept that, hey, this is how things work. I have a better understanding. Let me apply these rules so I can become a part of the process. Everybody can't open a McDonald's. Everybody can buy ground beef, fry it, put it on a patty and sell it, but you're not going to. You're not. You don't want to cook hamburgers for your family. When you start to acquire knowledge and you start to acquire this understanding, and we start to grow, the point that I was just I started to make a second ago was, when we come into this knowledge and we come into this understanding, we have to start to apply it to our lives and the manner in which we live. What are your goals and your contempt? I don't know what you mean by contempt. I don't have any contempt. I have lots of goals. Better question that I believe we all should be asking ourselves is, what is your purpose? What is your why? What you're trying to do is not nearly important as why you're trying to do it. Right? They talk about goals all the time. Like goals are things that you accomplish along the way. Am I content? No, content's comfort. Comfort prevents you from being productive. Comfort is a trap. You should never be that comfortable. You can enjoy life, but you have to understand, as I said before, you're not working for money. You're not living to make money. You're living to live. You're living the experience of living. And then when people see the value, you start to grow and reap the benefits of it. Not the goal. Life is the goal. Living is the goal. Like living is what you do. It's not a goal. It's just what you do every day. It depends on how you're trying to qualify, or it depends on what you're trying to say when you say freedom. I wish most of us would never see. So when we talk about whether or not we'll see freedom, it has to also keep in mind that we're talking about our own interpretation of what freedom is. Give me a second, guys. Trying to check on this stream. Oh, it's up. So what does it mean? What does it mean to us? Everybody, like, freedom doesn't mean the same thing to everyone. And because freedom doesn't mean the same thing to all of us, right? Then like working towards it is going to be entirely based on you. And so it says, I'm talking about the equivalent of winning a lotto ticket. Again, that's taking it back to money. That's a downfall. And so when we start to understand things and we become more knowledgeable, and again, I still haven't gotten to the point of how rich people and poor people are the same. There used to be this story. There was this girl, Lindsay Lohan. She was an actress. She went out, she started acting, she got popular, she would go places, she would walk into these places, and there's certain places where she would walk into where it would just be a matter of, hey, you walk in, you show up, you get paid. Just being here, you're gonna make money, right? Just being here. Like, even if we don't pay you directly because you're Lindsay Lohan and we know the value of your following, we'll just give you stuff. And so she got used to walking into places, picking up things she liked, and walking out. And she would either have an assistant to come back and say, hey, what's the cost? I'll pay you. Or, hey, she liked those items. We would like to work a deal with you where you where she gets the items, but when she goes out, she talks about them. They'll be seen on her. That's free advertisement for you. And all it cost you was the pair of glasses and the handbag. But now people are going to talk about Lindsay Lohan's new sunglasses and handbags, so she's getting it for free. Right? It got to a point where people were like, well, you're not as famous as you used to be. Like, having Lindsay Lohan uh, wear my things or be a part of my whole business, or to speak for my business, doesn't have the value it used to. Now all of a sudden she's walking into these places, walking out, her assistants goes up to strike a deal. The owners are like, well, we don't see the value in Lindsay Lohan, and so we need you to bring those glasses and purse back. And so Lindsay Lohan now is being charged with theft. Oh, she's a kleptomaniac. No, rich people want the same thing that poor people want. It's the mindset. You're rich in one mindset, you're poor in one mindset. I'm gonna ask for $1. I'm gonna give you something for $1. I'm gonna create something that's gonna have you give me $1. That's the difference between being poor and being rich. It's that mindset. I'll give you another example, and this is what I mean about the system, and once you start to learn about it. And you've heard people talk about this quite a bit. They definitely talk about it in regards to Elon Musk. They say, hey, Elon Musk can't be taxed. So Elon is like, I don't have any money. I own a company that makes a lot of money, and I own a lot of the stock that this company makes, a lot of the stock that this valuable company has. So as the owners, I'm the biggest holder of this company. And they were like, well, yeah, so you need to pay taxes on your $1 trillion of value. I don't have $1 trillion. You own this company, yeah, but the company does work. It pays taxes. It does what it has to do. I'm like, yeah, but like, you're worth $1 trillion. Like, I am, but I don't have it. You can't make me pay taxes because I'm worth something. Well, what about the house you live in? Doesn't belong to me, belongs to the company. What about the jet? Doesn't belong to me, belong to the company. The cars doesn't belong to me, belong to the company. Nothing Elon Musk wants costs him anything. His entire life is the company. So all Elon Musk, he's living the principle that I shared earlier. He's living his life. And the money and everything else that comes with it is just a part of him living his life. Just a part of him being who he wants to be. And so when you live your life, that's the same as the poor person who's like, well, I just want something, but I don't want to pay for it. Like, I don't have to pay for this. This is a street. You can't just sit anywhere. Of course I can. This is a street. I'm out here. This is a bench. I'm out here. Like, I own all outside. Everywhere I go is my bedroom. I can lay down anywhere I want to. And so when Elon Musk wants to get something, he wants to acquire something, he says, look at how much I'm worth. How much of that are you going to give me? None. But you're going to give me $300 million and I'm going to use it to invest in another business. And then that business is going to grow. And then I'm going to own that business. And then I'm going to give you your $300 million back. And I'm still not going to have any money. I'm still going to be broke. It's a principle that I call lab. It's life as a business. When you live your life as a business, everything you do, from your paycheck, from your job, to any money you make from your side hustle, it all belongs to your business. Then your business does things. Your business buys things because it needs it in order for it to be able to do its business. Your business provides you with a business vehicle because it's important for whatever your business does for you to be able to get from A to B. Buy the house in the name of your business. Why? It needs office space. And so the business bought a house to provide office space, and it also rents the house. I rent the office space and I rent the house. So any money you make trading your time with someone else comes back into your pocket in the form of you owning a business that has a property with a tenant. D said, but brother, I can't afford my groceries. I'm eating instant noodles for dinner. I work my ass off. It's just not enough. I love what I do, but it's not enough. What do you do? Because if you love what you do, that's step one. You love what you do. What do you do? Like we all say we want to be happy. More money is not going to make you happier. You love what you do. That's happy. Like, not a lot of people who love what they do. Trump doesn't love what he does. Trump does not. And Trump is not happy. Trump does not want this job. He's like, man, I can't wait till this is over. He just gets out there and starts talking. He's like, okay, I did this twice. Like the boats. Like, you love what you do. Okay, you're a waiter. You're a waiter. That's funny. Yo, beaches. That's funny. I'm not going to read that out loud, but that's funny. So, if you love being a waiter, what's next? What's next, D? My coworkers are chill and I live off the tips. I still don't know what TBH means. Every time somebody says TBH, I don't know what it means, but then I can't remember when I see it. TBH means to be honest. Okay, to be honest. And the IDK, I don't know. All right, so coworkers are chill. I live off the tips, to be honest. I don't know. So if you're living off the tips, because as a waiter, you get a standard pay, and then you get tips. But you say you want more. What do you want more of? You have no prospects. That's what prospects are you. You're saying it's not enough. It's not enough of what? And this is what I mean, what the whole talk has been about so far, is about we have to, do we want to be in charge? Do you want somebody else to come to you and tell you what to do with your life in order for you to get to the next place you want to be? Do you want someone to pay you to do what they say in hopes that you make more money that allows for you to spend that money in a way that you believe is going to make you happier? Or do you love your job? I'm not a waiter, right? I, I said before, like nobody wants to be in sales. I'm gonna be completely honest with you right here. I couldn't be a waiter. I don't want to be a waiter. I get it. Like there's tips and there's on, man, no. I used to think I wanted to be a bartender when I was younger. I can't just start my own business. Of course you can just start your own business. Where are you a waiter at? I'm gonna walk you through it right now. We're gonna take a second. I'm gonna focus on this conversation you're having because I believe it pertains to the point of we're not really looking for the responsibility to do it, right? Um, and I want to have, I don't know, demereau. I think demereau might be the right way to say that if it's French, but I want to have this conversation with you, and I'm going to share with you right now that middle class Italian restaurant, fine. Middle class Italian restaurant, what area? Northeast, Midwest, Cali, Southeast? Are we in the United States? Where's this restaurant at? Okay, Washington State. So you're in Washington State, you work in a middle class restaurant, you live off the tips, and um, you've been doing this for a number of years. And how many waiters do you see come and go? How many, in your time doing this, how many waiters, you say your friends are chill, but how many waiters have you seen come and go? We're talking to Demeraux, guys. We're talking about Demeraux's concern that about being a leader and how to not be poor, how coming from a poor beginning, how to be able to do more and achieve more. Um, Angry Cat, indeed. What's up? You were from my silent stream. You were one of the people who were absolutely burning me up because I did an entire walk and talk with no sound. Demeraux says two forever. Four have gone to school, three including me. All right. So here's the thing. Do you know what it takes, Demeraux? And let me know if I'm saying your name correct or not. Do you know what it takes to be able to live off of tips, to earn a good amount of tips? I grow and improve. Stay with me. Stay as a part of this. That's what we're talking about right now. Growing and improving is what we're talking about right now. Uh, yeah, I just spoke to you, Angry Cat. We just talked about that. I believe you were on the live that I did that was silent. Oh, no. I remember you now. I had to pull it back up. You were talking about the ghost. Uh, that's ridiculous. So, um, what do we have? Demeraux says, "Bro, if I got cash, I'm spending it." Well, that's different. Like you're going against your own cause. Listen, listen. I'm trying to get to a point. You say you can't just start your own business. Here's what your business is. I'm good as a waiter at getting tips, and I can make on a good night. I can make in 6 hours what most people take an entire week to make, right? Because I know how to speak with people and provide the type of support and service that they want. If you want to be able to change your life by working 3 days a week, I can give you the pointers. I can teach you the skills necessary. All you have to do is I'm going to take you through a 3-week course on being able to understand the menu, understand the people, understand their palates. I'm going to charge you $150 for 3 weeks, and I'm going to teach this to you. and then you go through the process of saying, I'm going to teach this to you, and you get 10 people to give you $150 for 3 weeks or for 2 weeks, and you put out little tags and little posts and on your YouTube and your Instagram, and you let people know that if they want to do the course remotely, you have a course that you can share and you'll do streams. And so here you are. Now it's $150. I can teach you this because I've been in the field, I have the experience. Here's where you sign up. You're in a community where you can walk out and talk to people in different restaurants. You can talk to the owners of the restaurants and say, I have a way of improving your wait staff's tips, which will allow for you to retain your staff longer and allow for your customers to be happier and have return business. I can do all of that for you. All you have to do, because you're a business owner, I'm going to drop the cost from $150 per person to $100 per person, a minimum of 15 people. You're still making $1,500. You're still teaching the same class. What I'm saying to you, Demerol, is your skill, this thing that you say you like to do, you can talk to people about it. You can show people how to do it, and you can exponentially increase your income. Because if you're working with the restaurant, you can have 5 different restaurants with a minimum of 15 people on the staff who need to go through this training, from the hostess to the waitress to the servers. And then they go through the process, and you can have 5 different places paying you $1,500 for 2 weeks, and you can teach them all at the same time. And so now you made $4,500 in 2 weeks because the classes is only an hour long. 3 days a week, you're going to come in and train over 2 weeks. We're going to train on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the slowest days in the restaurant. And the reason we're going to train on those days is so Thursday and Friday, as it picks up, Saturday and Sunday, while you're making most of your money, you're going to see that return. But on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, by an hour per class, you can make it 90 minutes per class. If you got 5 that you're working with, you're looking at working, 7.5, 8 hours a day for 3 days a week, and you make $4,500, and you still get to go work at your restaurant and be happy 2 days on a weekend and make those tips that you're teaching other people to make. Then you get more cash, then you have more ways to spend it. That's your living large. Right, it sounds crazy to you because you enjoy it and you're good at it. But there are people who need to be a waiter because they're trying to work their way through school, or they're trying to find a way to have a second income to support the work that they're doing to care for their family. And there is a skill to it. You think it's a joke, Demerol? Take a second and go on your computer and look up waiter training. Look up waiter school, how to be a waiter, how to make money as a waiter. I bet you it's already somebody out there teaching a class, and I probably think $150 for a 2-week course is lowball as to what you can expect to get. I'm gonna wait, you go look it up. The ghost. It's not real, Angry Cat. It's not. But if you're living large, then you've already achieved the goal that you wanted to achieve. This is what I'm trying to say about the reality of it is this. If you want it, if you really want it, go get it. If you're really prepared, go get it. That's what I do here on BNV Finance Fixers. We talk about fixing not just your finances in terms of how you work with your money, but how you fix the investment that you make into yourself, into your life to achieve these goals. We know the things that we want to do, but are we there? I didn't even look it up. I'm right. How much are they charging? How much are they charging and for how long to teach you how to be a waiter to make money? They're telling you, give me your money before you make it so I can teach you how to make more of it. How much are they charging? This is what we need to understand. And this is the thing. You say you love what you do. You are in a subset. 259 in Cali. That's just south of you. Few hours south in Cali, they are charging $260 for how long is the course? How long do you get? How many classes do you get for 260 bucks? So I believe I'm dead on. If that's what they're charging in California is 260 bucks, I know for a fact that you can get at least 150 to 100 to 150 bucks from businesses to be able to understand how what you are going to teach their staff is going to exponentially increase their return on their investment. That you're going to have return customers. You're going to have your customers speak to other people about the service they received because the service makes the food taste better. Have an understanding that when you provide high-level service, when people feel like they not only have eaten well, but they've been taken care of in the process, they leave larger tips. And just so you know, Demeraux, tipping is almost 100% an American thing. When you go to European countries, they actually get paid to be waiters and waitresses. So when you tip in a European country, they're like, this is odd. Why? Like, it's a restaurant. Somebody's got to bring you your food. This is why we don't tip at McDonald's. The person who brings my food to the counter at McDonald's is different. So you say $69 a year? Okay, fine. Work with the $69 a year. What do they provide for $70 a year? For $70 a year, what are they providing? You're going to make me look it up now. Top 7 qualities of a good trainer, waiter, waitress. How to make better tips as a server. We have SciTech Daily, 12 scientifically tested ways to earn more tips. That's a study. 12 tips for restaurants. Welcome in, Mark. 12 server tips. Waiter course near me. I know what just happened. Professional waiters training course from Udemy Inc. I don't even know what it is. Cornell has a hospitality certificate, 3-month online. IEP Career College has a $149 certificate course, 6-week online course. Safe Serve Manager certificate in the area I live is about 160 bucks. You understand the requirements to be a server, right? Or to have your safe serve license. Lots of information. But you have to be attractive and not in my state. Like, I know bartender school goes for a pretty penny. Right. All of these things are the same. All of these things are the same is what I'm trying to get at. Is I'm saying to you, this thing that you like to do, this skill that you have, that you enjoy, even if it's for $70, even if it's for $50 versus 150, you're still putting yourself into a place where you're making more, doing less, but still of the same thing that you want to do. That business doesn't cost you anything but the skills that you already have. It's about applying them at that point. And the fact that it's not in your state simply means that you have a space where there's a vacuum. And because you can train people remotely, that's not even a concern anymore. Would you say, what's up? How you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Really, all I'm saying to you right now is if you take the time, and this is what the whole thing is about, it's what I'm saying when I say, hey, I figured it out, right? The whole thing is about what are you prepared to do in terms of making those things that you want to have in your life become your reality. Like you say, you ball out, you get a buck, you put it on a dollar burn a hole in your pocket. Okay, cool. Spend less time making more dollars living the life you want to live. And then ball out. Listen, financially, I don't think it's the best idea for every dollar you make to go into somebody else's pocket. I believe that one of the best things to be able to do is to put your money to work for you so that your money makes you more money. That's a whole different conversation. If you want to ball out, if that's the life you want, man, ball out. Do your thing. No way I'm going to be upset with you about it. But you have to understand that if that's what you choose, then you live that life. You take on the responsibility of understanding that most of what you're going to do for your life is exchange your time for money. But that doesn't mean that you can't find these other ways to make money. That's the part where I'm challenging you. That's the part where I'm saying you could do more. Let me tell you this. I don't know if this works for me or not, but you have made my mental more positive than it was. I'll subscribe. Thank you for the subscription. That's the whole thing that I believe. I believe my focus on financing starts with understanding finances is bringing together the resources and the collective energy to move towards achieving a goal, right? In order for you to finance something, you have to find a way to bring the resources, the people, and the things together. That starts with your life. You need to be able to finance your own goals, right? when you learn that part, when you learn to invest in yourself, then you come to an understanding of if your purpose is to invest in you, and then this creates currency. Currency has a specific purpose as well. It's to build, invest, and own. And so when you take currency and put it to work, it will build it will build your future. You will invest into your own life, and you will own your destiny and your legacy. And so when you put your money to work for you versus you continuing to work for money, because right now, Demerel, what you're saying is I work. And I work as a waiter because this is my life and it's what I enjoy. I happen to get paid from it. And then going from there, what happens with the money? I use this money to do other things I enjoy. The more that money that you put to work for you, the more of money that you have and time you have to do what you enjoy outside of working. Tracy, with my child support, okay. Why y'all gotta be nonsense to my child? Y'all know I don't have, listen, I got one wife. We got 7 children. I ain't got no other babies. Stop playing on my channel. Stop coming up here. It's not even real. All right. So you said bear claws. I'm not sure what that meant. Thank you very much. What is that? Hi do? He do? So I lost a lot of money in stocks, but bro, don't talk to me. All right, and so what I know for us as like in general, what I know for what this talk is about this morning. And the talk this morning, and thank you again, everyone who's been here, everyone who's stopped in, guys, thank you very much. If you haven't had an opportunity to do so now, please hit the like button. It helps. It takes us a long way. We are monetized. It's great to support the channel. You can support it directly in the chat. You can also support it with links on the channel. I'm excited about building a community and a space for you to have an opportunity to access the growth and development you want. Inside of the membership, we have more direct conversations about not only what I'm doing, but how I can help and work with you on where it is you want to grow. Understanding that how we develop the finances to invest into our own lives, and then taking those finances and that investment that we make into our own lives and turning that into learning how to take the finances and invest them into our future so that we can continue to live the lives that we want to live, continues to be purposeful, continue to be profitable. People, a large part of this, the major part of this is first understanding that there's a requirement for discipline. Again, guys, as you come in, if you haven't done so yet, please check in. Let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are, and how we can continue to support you, how I can continue to support you. This morning's talk is about, I simply have come to understand, and I know that we talk about what we want to see, but we don't do the work to make it happen. And if we don't do the work necessary for us to be able to achieve what it is we need to achieve, if we're not doing that work, then we're not going to get to there. That's going to be a major thing for us, guys. As we're continuing to move forward, as we're continuing to build our individual futures, we need to do so with direct energy. Good morning, welcome in. Make sure as you check in, guys, let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. Know that the work that we do, the effort that we make is dedicated to a purpose. And that purpose is in living our lives. We learn how to finance or invest in ourselves and our own life. and that teaches us how we can use the capital gained from that to finance and invest into our future, to build, invest, and own. 2:08 in Hawaii. Oh my goodness, early. Buffalo, New York. Welcome in, Buffalo. Thank you for being here this morning. It's awesome to have you in. I'm coming to you live from Maryland. Today is the 30th day of January. Guys, Christmas was just here. We're through the first month of the new year, moving through our lives. We cannot waste. We should not waste a day of our life. Living is the purpose of being alive. Live every day. Live every day with purpose, not just by letting it pass. Pay attention, act with intention. If you care about something enough to argue about it, care about it enough to be involved in it. Stop wasting your time arguing and discussing and debating things that don't bring you the outlook that you're looking for. Corruption or correction. I like that. And that's what you have to keep in mind as we walk through our day, people. I appreciate everyone being here. Again, thank you so much for being here. As we continue to go through our lives, let's have an appreciation and an understanding of what we're looking to do and how we're looking to live our life. It's going to be based off of understanding that life is meant to be lived. You don't look at money and then live the life to get the money. You live your life and let the money come in where it's supposed to. And then when it comes in, you put it to work. Pay attention and act with intention always. And this is how it starts, because oftentimes people say, I want to be happy. I was speaking with Demerol earlier, and he was talking about, man, I want to do something different. I want to see more. I want to achieve more. And the big thing that we have to realize is we can get to this place where we're like, hey, this is what I want, right? This is how I want to be. But if we don't know what that place is, you'll get to it and drive past. Good morning. I want to share this story with you. So I'm driving. We're on a family trip, and we're driving through an area that we've never been through before. And we were going from, this is when we lived in Texas, we were going to South Carolina for a family event. And we're driving through, I want to say, I believe it was Louisiana. And what I mean about know where it is you want to go, so when you get there, you can know you've gotten there. And along the roadside, you get the little signs that say, hey, gas on this exit, food on this exit, whatever on this exit. And we're driving, and along the way, we're able to follow these signs to get to the destination of where we want to go. And it dawns on me, and I'm thinking in my mind, there used to be a time where these signs weren't here. There used to be a time when the signs were different. There used to be a time when the signs specifically said, if you are this person, this type of person, don't go here. Keep going. Like, you need to get out of this state before you can stop. There was a time where there was no happy place to be. It didn't matter where you were trying to get to. It didn't matter what you were looking for. You knew you couldn't find it there. And so when we start talking about our lives and we're traveling this road that is our life, and we're trying to get to a specific destination, if we haven't decided what it is and we haven't set up these road markers and these guides, and that's what these goals are, if we haven't set up these standards and these expectations and work with discipline to follow this map to get to our destination, then we're just driving. And there are traps, and there are dangers, and there are pitfalls. And then we get to a place, and we get to another place, and we get to another place. And the problem is you're going to arrive somewhere where they're not going to tell you to leave. But you're going to end up leaving because you didn't know that that is where you were trying to get to the whole time. And then you're going to arrive in other places that are just not as comfortable, that don't suit you, where people tell you to leave, where people don't allow for you to be a part. And what I'm sharing with you now is I'm simply saying when we pay attention and we act with intention, it requires knowledge of what it is we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. As soon as you understand what it is you're trying to do, where it is you're trying to get to, it empowers you to be able to make that journey without any headaches. It empowers you to be able to make that journey without any concern. But you have to at least take control of your life. And so many people don't want control because control comes with responsibility. And when you take ownership and control of your happiness, of your existence, of your future, of your growth, when you do that, then there is no one else to blame if you don't get there. And that is the crux of what holds so many people back. Let's break through that today, people. Let's overcome the challenge of not knowing where we want to go or how to get there. Let's overcome the desire or the intent to place blame, responsibility, and accountability on someone else. It's your life. Live it. As always, guys, I thank you for dropping in. Please make sure you visit the channel, subscribe, share. If you haven't liked yet, please go ahead, take a moment, like the stream. It's great for you guys to have been here this morning. I appreciate everything that you guys have shared this morning. Thank you so much for your commentary. I am going to go ahead and get ready to start on my day. Started on my day at 7:15 here in the morning in the Northeast of the United States. I appreciate it. Thank you so much again, guys. And as always, remember, keep showing up, keep growing up, and keep blowing up. Until next time, guys, God bless.